Think of a place which is literally abound with everything apart from trees and humans.
Parts of Sahara Desert?
No, it does not have water and has a few humans. Let me give you a hint. This place is quite possibly the coldest and one of the most unforgiving places on earth. Yet, as per Norse mythology, it is one of the most essential elements in the mythology of creation.
Norse mythology and cold. Is it Arctic?
No, the Arctic has people, but you are close, or should I say, really far. We will talk about the one place in the whole wide world where there is no native mythology and is uninhabited. The southernmost continent of the world, Antarctica.
If Antarctica has no mythology, then how has its name has been influenced by mythology?
Antarctica basically stands for anti of the Arctic, and geographically it makes sense as well. But to understand the essence of Arctic and the Antarctic, let us first understand the etymology of Arctic.
I am perplexed.
Let me add a bit more to the confusion. To be in Midgard, you need to have both Niflheim and Muspelheim.
Don't irritate me now. Back to the Arctic.
Haha. The roots of the word Arctic can be traced to Old Greek word of Arctos, which means a bear. Why a bear though? Because it is rooted in a constellation which appears in the northern sky, Ursa Major. Interesting fact here is that the pole star, the most faithful friend of the navigators, is a part of the constellation of Ursa Major. Hence, it would have been apt to have the northernmost point of Earth named after the constellation, which always stayed true to the north.
Oh, the Ursa Major. Its mythological significance can be gauged by its dominance in all major world cultures and mythologies. For example, India refers to it as Saptarishi in the Greco Roman reference to the creation of the Ursa Major and Ursa Minor linked with Jupiter, and the Japanese and Chinese tradition of the widow and her blessings, or the Native American story of a bear hunt. The list just goes on and on.
So, now that we have established the mythological backdrop of the name of Arctic, let us delve into the Antarctic reveries. And for this, we pick up from Niflheim and Muspelheim.
And now you're joining the dots.
In Norse mythology, it is considered that initially there was nothing, a vast emptiness called Jin Ungah Kaf. Then a couple of realms started forming Niflheim and Muspelheim. Niflheim was a cold and misty world, whereas Muspelheim was one of fire. As per mythological records, Niflheim is the north and Muspelheim is the south. But then again, as per old Viking saying, north meant down and south meant up.
Basically, it was the opposite side.
Yes, this is also supported by a depiction of the Yggdrasil or the tree of creation, whose roots are firmly into Niflheim. Near the trunk is Midgard or Earth as we all know it, and further ascends into Asgard or the land of gods. Yggdrasil is also known by most accounts as the Aximundi or the axis of the universe, and that its branches connects the various realms of gods, elves, giants, Vanir, and so on. It is after eons of formation of Muspelheim and Niflheim, they met somewhere in the middle, forming conditions suitable for the survival of humans and was known as Midgard or Earth.
Now, if I look at Antarctica and take into account the description given by scientists stationed at the observation station there, it quite literally resembles and fit into the description of Nephilim. Isn't it exciting to know that a land which does not have its own mythologies has actually derived its name from mythology?
In covering this one continent, we have traveled the entire world, from the North Pole to the South Pole, from the east to the west, across the length and breadth of the earth, just to find that despite being divided by a million factors, the basic fabric of our existence is pretty much the same, and that we are just extraordinary humans.
And in doing so, I feel reborn. as a citizen of the world, not limited to any country or continent.
Namodhyam
Namodhayam
Eva
Eva
Satyam.
Satyam.